This presentation provides step-by-step instructions in the use of OHMS, the Oral History Metadata Synchronizer utilized by the University of Texas at Arlington Libraries in all of our oral history projects. I am Joe Carpenter, and I am a graduate student assistant at UTA working on the Maverick Veterans Voices project. The examples used in this presentation have come from an actual interview in this project. OHMS is the creation of the Louis B. Nunn Center for Oral History at the University of Kentucky Libraries. Developed to provide efficient online access to oral histories, OHMS allows for word-level searches, time-correlated transcripts, and indexing, which provides a link to the precise moment in which a term or area of interest occurs in an interview. There are two parts of the OHMS system. The first is the OHMS application. The application is the place in which all of the components of the interview are assembled. Once this assembly is complete, the interview is saved as an XML file and transferred to a viewer. The second part of the OHMS system is the viewer. The viewer is the user interface that allows access to the completed interview. UTA utilizes the Avalon Media System for this purpose. Now let's get started. Go to the OHMS website and log into the OHMS application using the username and password provided. Click Login. This action brings up the main interview screen, which is essentially the home page. The interviews may be sorted by project. If the interview is preloaded, scroll down until the desired interview is located. If the interview is not preloaded, select New at the top right. Entering metadata is where things start getting deep. There are two things to know here. First, metadata is simply the who, what, when, and where of the interview. Second, the more information entered, the more searchable and useful the interview becomes. The next slide will demonstrate where and how metadata is entered. This is a demonstration of filling in the metadata. Go to the name of the interviewee and select the word metadata corresponding to it. This will lead to the metadata editor. Enter the title of the project, noting there's a red star next to the word title indicating this is required information. Enter the name of the interviewee, the name of the interviewer, the date of the interview, and under Thesaurus Subjects, select the drop-down and choose Library of Congress. Return to the top of the page, select the media format, which is video in our case. Select the host, which is Avalon, again in the case of UTA. Locate the embed code by going to the website that has been provided. Choose Share. Choose the Embed tab. Copy the embed code. Take note of the duration of the interview. Return to the metadata editor. Paste the embed code in the blank provided. Enter the duration of the interview. When this is completed, click the word Save. Once there is confirmation that it has been saved, click Return to Interview. This will be the minimum amount of data you will enter into the metadata editor. Creating and editing transcripts for upload can be tedious or just not much fun, as OHMS is very picky about formatting. However, if you will follow these instructions, there should be no problem, and this process should be survivable. First, open the transcript in Word. Place a period at the top left of the page and hit Enter. All text should be left justified. Next, remove all page numbers. OHMS does not like special formatting. It will only recognize space and enter. Please see the following slide or the user guide for special instructions in this process. Choose and open the transcript from its saved location. Place a period at the top of the page and hit Enter. Note that in this case, all of the text is already left justified. Under the Home tab, select the paragraph symbol to indicate where the enters and spaces have been inserted. Use Ctrl-A to highlight all of the text. Then select the Undo All Formatting button. With all of the text still highlighted, correct the line spacing. Choosing single space and select OK. Now use Ctrl-H to locate all instances of the interviewer and interviewee names before questions and answers and make any changes necessary. They should be in all caps, followed by a colon and a space. Hit Replace All and close. Now use Ctrl-F to find all of the changes. Make sure that all of the names in the body of the interview are not all in caps. Make any corrections necessary. And once again, click Save. If any special formatting remains, use Ctrl-H once again. Clear out the blanks. Go to the bottom of the window and choose Special. This will open a window with all of the special formatting options. Choose any offending option and select Replace All. Note that there is a symbol in the Find What box and the Replace With box is left blank. Hit OK and close. Remove all paragraph marks. Now save your transcript. Select Preview under the name of the interviewee. This will open the OHMS preview window. Press the play button in the window and listen to the interview while following along on the Word document. In Word, it may help to use a program like Grammarly, as Grammarly seems to catch more mistakes than the Word editor does. Make no changes to the transcript other than mistyped words, misunderstood words, paragraph mistakes, spelling errors, or issues of spacing between words. Make no changes to the interviewee's grammar, as the interview is to remain in the interviewee's original voice. When all the corrections have been made, close Preview and save the Word document. open OHMS Interviews and select the word Upload. A pop-up window will appear. Leave the time code interval at 1 minute and choose the Word file from the Word documents. Click Open. Now hit Save. The transcript has now been uploaded to OHMS. Select Preview under the interviewee's name. When the window opens, take note that the uploaded transcript appears. Review the transcript. There is an error here that needs to be corrected. To edit the uploaded transcript, go back to the Interviews page and select Sync. The Sync interval window will open. Click Save, and in the next window, click Edit Transcript. Read the warning. It warns that any edits made to the transcript in this window after the sync have been performed may disrupt the timecode. Make the necessary changes and click Save. In the next window, choose Return to Interviews. The uploaded transcript has now been edited. Now it's time to sync or timestamp the interview. First, go back to OHMS Interviews and choose Sync. Next, choose 1 minute default and click Save. Next, in the video window, it might be necessary to select the double arrow forward button to advance the video to the first minute. Next, select Play inside the video window. Note, the counter starts at 10 seconds before the minute mark to allow the editor time to locate their place in the transcript. Notice that in the box to the right it reads 50 seconds. This means there are 10 seconds to locate the 1 minute mark in the transcript. Watch the demonstration on the following slide. From the main interview page, click the word Sync corresponding to the interviewee's name. When the sync time interval window opens, ensure it's at 1 minute default and click Save. This opens up the sync screen. In the window to the right, click the double arrow forward button to advance the interview to 1 minute, noting that the timer says 50 seconds. The purpose of this is to allow the editor to locate their place in the transcript as the words are being spoken. Click Play. There'll be a low-pitched ding at the 50-second mark, and at the 1 minute mark, there will be a higher-pitched ding.
Did you participate in ROTC in high school?
Click on the word spoken at the higher-pitched ding. Click Back, then click Forward to advance to the next minute. If the editor misses the minute mark, OHMS will proceed 10 seconds and then back up to the 50-second mark, allowing the editor another shot.
What did that involve?
What I want to do in school, I was just, kind of
Listen for the low-pitched ding.
Barton Simmons is a private school, so the amount of loans I was racking up.
Listen for the high-pitched ding.
Need to do something different, but I didn't
Mark the word.
What I want to do in school, I was just
Click back.
It wasn't too much luck for anyone.
Click forward to the next minute and repeat.
Was your family surprised that you...
This will be done until the entire transcript is timestamped.
One of my brothers told me that I should join the Air Force and that I couldn't make it in the Army. I think that's what made me join the Army. He kind of hit like, oh, you're not built for it. It wasn't, or whatever it is. bit there. Then I went on to San Antonio because I had chose to be a medic, and the training for them is down in Fort Sam Houston. So another 16 weeks down there, and like 2 days before I left, I found out where I was stationed. So everyone was finding out a week prior.
Once the process is completed, click Save. Verify the interview has been saved, and click Return to Interviews. Go to Preview, and this is how the transcript should appear. Note in Preview the timestamp should appear at the same line of the word marked in sync or on the very next line, depending on where the word falls in the sentence. Anything beyond that is a problem with formatting. Once the review is complete, return to the interview screen. The next step in the process is indexing. This is probably the most important part of the process, but it's not that bad. From the Interview section, select Index, and this will open a window in which sections of the interview will be tagged. The next slides will demonstrate the entire process. From the Interview section, select the word Index in a line corresponding with the interviewee's name. This will open a window in which sections of the interview will be tagged. From here, play the interview until the desired point of interest is located. In this case, the interviewee's First Army Duty Station.
So another 16 weeks down there, and like 2 days before I left, I found out where I was going to be stationed. So everyone was finding out weeks prior, and I was 2 days before, and then it's Fort Drum, New York. And I was like, everyone was finding out weeks prior, and I was 2 days before, and then it's Fort Drum, New York. And I was like, and it's
Once the desired section is heard, select Tag Now. A new window will open. Note that the player records the tag as it was placed. Press the Stop button to stop the interview. Here, the tag can be adjusted to the exact moment desired by using the forward, back, play, and stop buttons. Once the desired point is located, usually the beginning of a question that elicits the response in need of marking, select Update Time. Use the rewind button all the way to the left to be sure the exact moment the question begins is tagged. Note, any time select Cancel to delete the tag. Once the tag has been placed in the desired location, fill in the other sections in the window. Remember, the more complete the information is, the more useful this interview will be to future researchers. Once the interview has been tagged in the desired place, fill out the other sections in the window. Enter the segment title. This is usually related to the question being asked, but it might also be related to the answer given. Cut and paste a portion of the edited transcript into the partial transcript box. Again, this might consist of the question and part of the answer, or just part of the answer itself. Enter keywords. These are separated by semicolons and are searchable words related to this section. Enter the subjects. These are words that might appear in the Library of Congress database. Finally, fill out the segment synopsis. Enter a brief description of the tagged segment. Yes, we are almost finished. There are additional sections in which to enter GPS coordinates and/or hyperlinks if desirable. Note, the GPS zoom is adjustable, so make sure to zoom in or out to the level that looks best. You may have to experiment here. Please see the following slide for examples of entering this data. As stated on the previous slide, there are additional sections in which to enter GPS and/or hyperlinks. Do an internet search for an appropriate GPS coordinates for this tagged item. This may be copied and pasted into OHMS. However, make sure that the GPS coordinates is entered in the format required by OHMS, otherwise it will not function properly. Leave an accurate GPS description. And adjust the zoom level as discussed in the previous slide. Now do an internet search for an appropriate hyperlink. This too can be copied and pasted into OHMS. Be sure to leave an accurate description of the hyperlink. Once the indexing is completed, hit save, and this is how it will appear in the indexing section. Now to review the indexed interview. Go to Preview for the chosen interview, which will automatically open into the indexed section of the preview. Go to the item that was tagged and play the segment to ensure that this is the material that was intended to be included.
From New York. And I was like, oh, another cold place.
When this has been verified, move to the GPS coordinates. When this has been demonstrated to be functional, move to the hyperlink. If this works as expected, go to the transcript. Note the circle with 3 dots. This is where the item has been tagged. This may not appear directly next to the tagged item. Do a word search to be sure that this functions correctly. Once this has been completed, the review is finished. This is how a completed interview will appear. Please watch this slide all the way through. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on the use of OHMS. If there are any questions, please consult the review guide provided or feel free to email me at joseph.carpenter@uta.edu. Also, feel free to reach out to OHMS Help directly at their website. Good luck on your project.